things happened, Pisces, when I was preparing to do your reading. One, I had a shower. Not related, but in the shower, I had a message, which was, follow the yellow brick road. I was thinking, I'm going to do the Pisces reading when I've dried my hair. And it went, follow the yellow brick road. And I thought, okay, I'm going to tell that to Pisces. This is your April 2025 reading. And follow the yellow brick road is part of the theme. But also then, I wanted to get my magic wand out. You can see I've got my crown on. Because it's you, because it's glittery, and because I feel like there might be some magic moments in the reading. And then I knocked it over and I couldn't reach it. And I just literally got, you can't reach your magic wand at the moment. Where is it? Okay, just going to tweak that camera. That's better. Right, so with that in mind, follow the yellow brick road. Why can't I reach my magic wand? And a card floating to the floor, just like that. We begin your reading, Pisces. Oh my God, this card. Ooh, Pisces. Okay. Spirit. Oh, it matches my Pisces nails as well. Spirit of the river. Movement towards adventure. Yes, I feel this. I feel this, fellow Pisceans. Okay, God, isn't that such a Pisces card though? Beautiful. I like that as my screensaver. So, spirit of the river, water always needs to be moving. It can't be stagnant. Pisceans can't be stagnant. You know that. Two fish swimming, that's me, two fish swimming in opposite directions, but always moving. And being a Pisces, we're not always moving towards something. You don't have to be as a Pisces because it's not linear, but you do need to be moving, okay? And those of you, you'll just know that anyway through being a Pisces, particularly if you're a February Pisces. March Pisceans have a slightly different take on it. And let me know in the comments, because I'm a February Pisces, so let me know in the comments what your take on that is, okay? Now, we're going to use the Sarsaparilla Tarot because this is very shiny, glittery. Look at that. Oh, yes. And we're just going to look. Where is the yellow brick road? What is it? What's going on? Where is your magic wand? Where have all the cowboys gone? All those questions will be answered, Pisces. Okay, I'm going to take two overall energy cards. I can see, can you see where BB-8 is in the light, that I have left my peppermint tea over there? And I'm wondering, often when you walk away, it stops recording. Pisces, I'm going to go and grab and put the microphone there to fool it. You've never seen me over here, have you? Hello! Actually, you can't see me. I think the cupboard's in the way. Anywho, right. Seeing as it's you, Pisces, seeing as it's you, you can see my elasticated trousers, of which I have 7 pairs. Oh, yes, I do. Comfort is king. Okay, 2 cards for you. This one. Oh, nice. And I'm going to take 1 more. Overall energy cards. I'd say you might be at a bit of a crossroads as well, but it's a good crossroads. Nice, that's it, we are. Okay. First overall energy we get is the Empress. This is a very, I mean, it's kind of a Libra card, it's a Venus card and all that stuff, but feminine energy is very much Pisces energy. Pisces is quite a feminine sign. But the Empress is also in charge of the direction that she's going in. There's a balance for you, Pisces, as you come into April, which I also think, you know, we've had Mercury retrograde and it goes direct pretty soon, okay, in April. Can't remember when, but pretty soon. Certainly by mid-April, we're starting to really come out of it. But we've had Venus and Mercury direct. We've had a lunar eclipse in your opposite sign of Virgo, which I don't know about you, and definitely drop me a comment. I found that lunar eclipse in Virgo, I think it was on the 14th of March. God, that was huge, wasn't it? It was not easy. It was really difficult energy. And I'm quite resilient, but I was not resilient to that. It was almost like breaking down all kinds of things that definitely needed breaking down, but boy, it was rough. And then we've got the solar eclipse on the 29th, which is, I think it's in Aries. And that, coupled up with Aries season, I think it pulls us out. And I'm not going to call it a slump, but I did say the word slump. We've been, for the first, and we're in the 4th month of the year, April. This is the reading for April 2025. It's been a difficult start to the year, okay? The Empress has been on her throne and wondering what to do next. And also Pisces, I do believe that Pisces does, and let me know in the comments about this too, does kind of have access to a bit of a magic wand in whichever way you choose to play that. But for the last 4 months, I think it's been a massive dose of reality. I think we've not been able to do that thing that we really need to do as a Piscean, which is kind of hibernate in plain sight. We've been exposed. We've been open to the elements. We don't like it there. It's like a fish out of water, literally. And I feel like now, with Spirit of the River, movement towards adventure, the fish is going to plop back into the water and really swim. That's my fish. Okay. Two of Wands. Love this, because the Two of Wands is when you are making a dynamic decision. So it's not like the kind of decision that you make on a bit of paper. Not that Pisces, I believe that Pisces very rarely does that. You know, Pisceans are not normally up in their head. We can go there for a while. It's like a phase, and then we'll sort of come back down to intuition. You've got two fish. Sometimes one is up in your head and one is in the gut, and one is, and it's going like this. And there's like a friction between the two, but actually that's quite good. Two of Wands is a decision card because it's a two. And you always get somebody like this who's looking off into the distance. Not just, I mean, that could be a men's catalogue, couldn't it, for the 1950s? It's a jolly good jacket. Looking off into the distance and making plans, but also feeling those plans in your body, Pisces. So what I'm trying to say is, whatever this is for you, whether this is, and we are going to look at love life in a minute underneath as well, and there will be an extended reading for the love life part if that really resonates. First link in the description box. But while we're looking at this broader view, it feels like in that spirit of adventure, everybody starts somewhere, and they kind of imagine yourself like looking into middle distance. You don't even really know what you're looking at. It's like blue sky, it's water, it's a vast expanse, you're feeling it. And I don't think you, and this is the good part, I don't think you completely know where you're going next, because that's the spirit of a quest, that's the spirit of adventure. Okay, so many of you may be looking at relocating, you may be looking at going on a different kind of holiday, or changing a job, or changing your life in some way, taking a turn, making a move. Let me know in the comment section what it is for you. But it may also not be as formed as that. So it may not be, you know, I don't like this job, I want to do a different job. Not as instant or delineated as that. It may just be an overall sense of, and I'm getting, yeah, waking up from sleep, you know, waking up from hibernation and waking up from not really being able to affect anything or move forward. And then we got the Four of Pentacles sitting on a big old pile of money. Nice. So Pisces, when you get the Four of Pentacles, there's also here about making deposits. Can be literal, so you could be sorting out ways to earn money, ways to make money, but also ways to deposit energy. So if you have been, and Pisces can often do this, scattered, putting a bit of energy into a lot of things, and you're feeling discombobulated and it's all a bit octopusy. Where did that come from? You may be able now, at last, to rein things into more of a target, to make plans, to make targeted plans for security, for money, for investment, whether that investment is in time or whether it's in literal investments that you're, you know, going to start some kind of stocks and shares thing, you know, I don't know what they call them. I'm a Pisces. But Pisces actually is quite good at finance, weirdly. I know. I think it's because in some ways, I don't know, finance is not unlike fortune telling, literally. So there's something here about getting some good financial advice and also taking some steps to make sure that your path is clear. And for some of you, that will mean looking for other jobs. For others of you, it will mean moving to a different area or just thinking of things in a really different way. Okay? Yes. The Three of Wands. So there is the energy to carry it forward. God, Mr. Buns of Steel here. I mean, you've got to have buns of steel to wear white trousers, haven't you? I certainly do not own a pair of white trousers. That is a bridge too far. But here we are. Three of Wands when we had the Two of Wands is a very, very nice sequence because we have movement. It's moving forwards. Something is starting. Something has legs. Let's go. So expect to feel, because it is also Aries season, a kind of rise, a Kundalini energy, a bit of fizz, a bit of pep when you have been a bit pepless, a bit flat. Good. Also, I would say with that Four of Pentacles, get some good financial advice, even if it's on a small amount of money. It doesn't matter. It's still good to have the advice. Okay? You know, it's that whole pennies into pounds type thing. Then we get the Eight of Swords. And when I get follow the yellow brick road for you as well, and someone's blindfolded and they can't see that behind them is completely blocked off by swords, but in front of them isn't, together with the Five of Cups, there's definitely something or someone you need to cut loose. And for some of you, it may be just that you, and I think this happens to us several times in our lifetime, not just, there's a lot of emphasis on becoming a teenager, you know, getting your own thoughts and feelings on things and then leaving your parents and making your own way. And that's like a road to Damascus experience, and you have epiphanies and whatnot. But I also think that you get those epiphanies at different points in your life. Not just like, you know, Saturn return and in your late 20s and things like that, but just whenever they pop up. Like you can just literally have an epiphany. You can be 32 or something or whatever it is, and or 84, you know, and just think, not everything my parents said was true. Just, it's a shift. But that shift, and I'll show you the cards as well, that shift is about I don't say cutting ties with Pisceans because everything's elastic. There's no such thing. There's no beginning or end with a Piscean, but definitely shifting your focus from what people told you you were to who you really are. Let's have a look at your love life. Now, this can be friendships, it can be romantic friendships, everything, the whole gambit. I absolutely love this card so much. It's the Hierophant getting beamed up, Scotty. Oh, come on. That is gorgeous, isn't it? Okay, so we have the Hierophant, and I'm going to take another card to go with that. It's an interesting card to get for love life, the Hierophant. There's a lot there about values because it's major arcana, but it's also High Priest. It's about commitment. It's about conventional or convention. Things like getting married, being exclusive, making vows, taking things to the next level. That's interesting to get it with that card. Okay, so we have the Hierophant here, and we also have this really cosmic, yeah, man, Two of Pentacles. It's interesting because the Hierophant is, I'm not going to say it's a rigid card, but it's definitely a stable card. And the Two of Pentacles, Jupiter in Capricorn, is a card where you're spinning through different possibilities, which is very interesting because it kind of means that you are assessing your values. And this may be with or without a person, you know, a partner. You're assessing your values. You're assessing, especially with this Four of Pentacles in the mix as well, which is about investment. It's also about emotional investment, investing in yourself. Pisces is, yeah, I'm going to say the most adept at investing in other people, probably emotionally. You know, nearly all, every, actually, thinking, nearly every Pisces I've met, I'm not going to say who the exception is, are empaths, really strongly, to the point where you meet someone with problems, you literally, you don't just put on their shoes, you inhabit their whole body. Leave me a comment about that because I'm very interested to know if other people do that, and I know that you do. It's like you morph into that person and feel their pain, and of course then you want to take it away. But there's something here about, and it's also about this Eight of Swords and Five of Cups, that may have been exacerbated by certain things in childhood, maybe people pleasing, being the one in the family to give way or to facilitate. And it's reminding me of a reading I did where it was about being a scapegoat, and I can't remember which reading that was. But either way, it's not as harsh as that, but it's being the facilitator for a group or for a person or for a dynamic. Whatever your relationship status is, Pisces, this is about you taking a step back and literally spinning these values and seeing what's important to you, and also what may still be important to you but you might need to actually leave behind. This card makes me laugh so much. It came up on a daily the other day and I was so Victorian about it. I was like, ooh, this reminds me of a spindle. Well, I might as well have said spinster. Of a spindle on my staircase. It did. And someone commented, is that the first thought you had, Gemma? Because mine was love honey. And I just thought, oh God, what's happened to me that is reminding me of a spindle on my staircase? Well, them's the cards. So we have the Ace of Wands with this super, super gym bunny arm. Well, that's lovely, isn't it, really? Because we have the Ace of Wands, the Two of Wands, the Three of Wands. Get on. But also, it's a card for attraction. Let's not, you know, let's not talk about my staircase. It's a card for attraction, Pisces. So it's fancying people, it's feeling excited, it's attraction, it's a sort of, if you think of it in terms of a car, it's like taking it into like a super gear, whoosh, let's go. A rush of spring-like feelings. I know, what can I say? But I like it. It's fling material if you're up for a fling. It's get out there and, you know, put away the apple packers and dust off your disco pants. Pisces. Hey up, as my mum would say. Well, I better not bring my mum in. Anyway, Pisces. Right, Seven of Cups. I love this card, isn't it gorgeous? But yet again, and this is also a very Piscean way of doing crockery. This is a question for you, Pisces. Furnish me in the comments section. Let me know. How do you feel about matching sets of crockery? Or not matching? I'm not going to reveal. When I read your comments, I'll let you know mine. You probably know it already. So, Seven of Cups. Very Neptunian. Very, I mean, that is a Piscean face. Daydream central. Important in your personal relationships, whatever they may be. Romantic, friendship, whatever. Not to be in this space. The escapist, the Neptune, the, you know, this. You know this, Pisces. You know that we do this because you're a Pisces. So you know, if you have your moon in Pisces, your Pisces rising, you're probably the same. And Venus in Pisces, actually. Okay. Yeah, look. It's a hop, skip and a jump from being in a pile of crockery to having your head in your hands in bed and having a Nine of Swords situation. Don't let your imagination run wild. Don't, and this will only be for a few of you, go rooting around on social media to find things out. You know who you are. We all do it, but I'm strongly advising you not to, because it won't help you. Okay? It won't give you a better sense of reality about a situation. It will give you a worse sense of reality. And we don't want that. There are things that may concern you. These things are to be dealt with in a more of a Four of Pentacles way, not in an escapist way. Okay? Yeah, here it is. I mean, what other tarot pack would have the Devil? Let's just make my thing. See the way I did that? God, I'm good. I probably broke the whole video, actually. In fact, I think I have. Oh, God. Oh, no, we're good. Right, we've got the Devil in a Britney Spears type lame pink, fantastic jumpsuit. I mean, come on. Right. Pisces, some of you have suspicion or fear that there's something going on, whatever that may be, whether it's someone talking behind your back, whether it's, you know, you're in a relationship, you wonder if there's a third party even, and controlling your emotions, this sort of feeling about something. Okay, on that card. And there's the Emperor. Some of you may be in a connection, but do you notice that the Empress is here and the Emperor is there? You're like bookends at different ends of the reading. So some of you may be in a situationship or a weird relationship that is very Piscean, where you're separated by time, distance, space, or even centuries, who knows? Okay. But they're both showing up to the reading. You're both showing up to the reading. That's interesting to me. Very interesting. Tell me a bit more about this. Ooh. Let's Giving me an itchy nose, that's for sure. Okay. 4 of Swords. So if, when you get this reading, you are feeling particularly stressed out about a relationship and you're going from boom to bust between sort of fantasy land, I suppose, in terms of making stuff up and wondering, yeah. The first thing you need to do, and I'll look at this more in the extended love reading, but the first thing you need to do is nothing. This is so important because we have the 4 of Swords and the Hermit. The thing you're going to want to do is something, quite urgently, maybe. Remember, you couldn't reach your magic wand. Don't reach for it yet. Very important. In the extended reading, I'm going to use different decks in the extended reading. I want to know what's behind this. I'm going to look at the Emperor and the Empress because it's masculine, feminine energy, because they both showed up. I want to look at the shadow side, and I want to look at your person. What's going on with this person? What is this decision about? What is hidden behind the scenes? And what is the best way to move forward with it? Okay? If you want the extended reading, you click the link, which will be in the description box. And in the comments section, if I remember to pin it there, which I sometimes do. Okay, but it's in the top of the description box. I'm going to go there now. Pucker up, buttercup. I'll see you on the other side. Namaste.